Hello and welcome to the BioFit With Us podcast, episode 70.
Come on.
Seven,
Well done.
I
79.
think
70.
it's 70.
Is it 79?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure we done episode 78 last week in chronological order. It'd be 79, but less of all of that shite. Shannon, get back into what you were saying.
So there's blue jobs and there's pink jobs. And blue jobs are boy jobs and pink jobs are girl jobs. And the likes of sorting out the internet, that's a blue job because girls don't really understand the internet and like that kind of nonsense. Um Anything to do with a car is a blue job. Cleaning the house, that's a pink job. That's a girl job because we clean better than boys. Grocery shopping, pink job. Yeah, this is a thing.
No, no, no. By the way,
Oh yeah,
episode 80.
80, yay! I was close.
How are you close? You were at 70. That was 10 away. I thought 79.
There was
Shannon's
a zero.
Shannon's stuck 10 weeks ago. Yeah, how very sexist of you to assume that grocery shopping's a pink job. Also very sexist of you to assume that mechanics are blue jobs. I would rather do the grocery shopping than fix a car because I know fuck all about cars and I know how to pick a good batch of chicken.
Oh, sorry, sir, but I don't make the rules. The internet does, and the internet says grocery shopping's a pink job.
Now,
Taking out the bins, blue job. But I actually do that job because we don't have a blue in my house. So sometimes we have to do the blue jobs.
I'm on board if you want to go into typical gender roles, but I think like me living with Jen, I get a hard job about the pink jobs I'm not doing as well as the blue jobs that I'm also doing or not doing. So I think if it was as clear as, yeah, you do the pink jobs and I do the blue jobs, then that's fine, but that doesn't ever work out that way. So back under your rock, get your internet fixed is what we're saying in the first place.
Oh, you wanted me
Okay.
to tell you what my internet thingy is?
Yeah, speed.
So download 23.09, upload 41.10. None of this makes sense to me.
It's not
Very
chronic.
slow.
It's not chronic, but it's not great either. Like
I suppose the storm that's about to brew is going to probably cause some issues with my internet. Am
That
I
was perfect.
gone?
Perfect timing. Speaking of blue jobs, Kyle, you're looking very blue this morning yourself.
I was just setting myself up for a blue job.
You're wearing blue, you're in blue, you're blue abadee abadie.
I tell you what, it's a bad day to be blue. I started my morning with so full disclosure. I went last night and I was like, I'm going to get myself a few cans. So I had 4 cans last night watching the Celtic game. And I'd set myself going, Kyle, you're definitely going to High Rocks tomorrow. So I got up at 6 to go to High Rocks, which to be fair was fine. I debated it for about 30 seconds in bed going, do I go or not? Fuck it, going. Took some pre-workout, which was a bad idea. But yeah, between all that, I was doing like fitness is there, it's fine. Like I actually feel great at the moment. This is the first year I've started using Strava. I've always been using Adidas running, so I was using Strava to see what my paces were between each thing. So I went to go and click finish at the end. Click finish. I went, Strava has failed to sync to your phone. Just deleted everything. I have no idea any of the data what I've done. So I'm like, part of me, I'm like, I know I've done it, but also feel so hard done by because I'm like, it doesn't exist. I can't tell Instagram that I worked out this morning, which means, yeah.
Did you happen to be connected to Shannon's internet?
Rude.
Harsh, man.
How are we all, team? Because I haven't actually not said hello this morning. I literally just came on. There was chat about blue jobs and we started recording.
Pretty much all you've missed, mate. That's how we started. Shannon,
That's it.
I asked
Well,
Shannon.
how are you both?
Well, I asked Shannon how she was, and she started speaking like, and I was like, oh, you get that internet sorted.
And that's what led to blue jobs because blue jobs is the internet because boys understand the internet more.
Yeah, okay. Apart from your internet, how are you? Let's see if we can get an actual answer from you.
I am all right. I'm very sore again. Shock horror.
Yeah. Do you want to divulge any more about that, or do you want to just kind of?
The HSC is a bitch. There, I've said it. They lied to me. They told me I'd get a surgery in November, but now I'm not even down for a surgery. Just a fucking, what do you call it? Like a
Checkup.
checkup in March.
It's fucking bonkers. So you're just leaving, you're just left hanging in pain, and they expect you to just live your life normally.
Yeah. I actually yesterday I thought the things blew up on me. I was driving home from the gym and I got like the sharpest pain. I was like, oh, will I make it to the hospital if this is what this is? No, I made it to my house and I lay down for the day. So unfortunately, I did not get my step target, which means I've lost my streak. They've impacted my life. They've ruined it.
I think that's all you need
How,
to the doctor. You go in and go, look, it's impacted my step streak. Get me
Yeah.
seen to ASAP.
aye.
Amen. I was
They'll
on a good
snap that
roll.
right up. How many days in a streak were you?
Free.
Oh, I was like in the 30s at this point because Kyle changed my step target to a range of steps. Before that, I was up in the 50s and I was like, oh, look at me getting this box ticked every single day.
Judging by Shannon's ability to count episodes, I wouldn't say her ability to count steps is much better. So it must be a blue job having to count steps targets as well.
Well, at least my watch can fucking give me data, unlike yours.
Oof. Oof. Woke up this morning and chose violence.
Oh my
Amen.
God. Gaio, how are you, mate?
Mate, Celtic won last night, and I was like, we're back. 4 cans deep. I was like, we're back. What a time to be alive. And then I woke up this morning and went, we're not back. I am feeling not the best. So I ran it off, and I was feeling good up until my watch told me. But in saying that, about 20 minutes in, my wee gut wasn't in a good place at all. I've probably dropped about 2 kilos in a toilet. Like that's feel significantly better after that. But onwards and upwards, feeling sharp. Yeah, feeling good. Good to take on the world. All the blue jobs that are happening today, they're mine, baby.
Throw them
Cleaning
Kyle's
that
way.
toilet. Blue job.
Oh, don't worry, I destroyed it and sorted it at the same time. But the opening scene from Pearl Harbor, but it's sorted now.
Gary,
Fantastic.
how are you? No one's asked you yet.
That's all right. That's okay. I'm about this close to I'm meant to be, if I'm being perfectly honest. Um, the week didn't start off too great. Ended up in children's A&E with young Freddie. He decided to take a bit of a head dive off of our bed and headbutt a metal clothing rail. So 3.5 hours in A&E. Got home at midnight on Sunday night / Monday morning. And it's just kind of snowballed from there. Bear's ear infection's back that he got fixed 2 Mondays ago. It's come back with a vengeance, and the vet seemed to be kind of blaming us for that.
How?
Rude.
And then Freddie decided, apparently, food change. Uh, has anything changed in the house? Like, the fucking weather's changed. Like, it's not your fault. You know what I mean? You're supposed to have cleared the infection, and it's come back within like a week and a half. Um, So yeah, that's been happening. So he needs constant supervision because he licks, and when he licks, he does not stop licking. So he's fucked our couch, he's fucked his bed, and then Freddie decided that he was going to get a fever as well. So it's all happening. I have slept barely any time this week, and this is because I said to Kyle a few weeks ago that Freddie is sleeping great, and I feel fine. So yeah, I'm ready to get absolutely ripped into Pilates.
Oh, yeah. Tara
Wait to
wasn't
the
too happy to hear we didn't like Pilates.
No, I know. She even took it upon herself to send me a message and try and dig me up about it. Shout out Tara.
Shout out Tara. She is the Pilates queen and she is not going to take that down well.
I'm trying to think what else has been happening. I got a new tattoo. There we go. That's something positive for this
That's a
week.
positive.
Aye, I
No,
got
no,
a.
no, no, no. It's only a positive when we establish what the tattoo is.
Well, it's for Freddie. It's for
No,
Freddie.
that's a
I can show you.
positive.
I can show you. See it?
The yellow submarine.
The yellow submarine. If you're listening, look at your phone right now. Yellow
Except if
submarine.
you're driving.
Aye. So he was born to that song.
All right, but we can see if
I thought you were going somewhere else where with the song there. I was like, oh, we're going to share that out loud. Okay.
He was born to the Yellow Submarine because the midwife seen Rachel's tattoo on the outside of her leg, as she was getting rushed into theatre, and decided to put it on her phone for when Freddie was being cut out of her belly. So
lovely. I
there you go.
thought you were going to say conceived the first 43 seconds.
That's where I thought we were going. I was like, that's an interesting choice of baby making music.
No, it's also an interesting choice of baby birthing music, but it happened.
That's true.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And you've got a tattoo of it, mate. Happy days.
It happened. It fucking stings. I'm not going to lie. It is very, very nippy. But yeah, I'm happy with it. Any good news for you from you guys apart from Celtic winning, obviously, Kyle?
Any good news on my side? I learned that ovaries are the size of an almond. That blew me mind. That was an interesting fact.
The ovaries are the wee tiny things, aren't they? In the side.
Yeah, on the side, but they're the size of an almond. I didn't think they were that small.
And then tell us about your size, your cyst.
Oh, it's a chicken's egg.
That's you can't just give context to an ovary without talking about the fucking giant Italian cyst that you have beside it. Like,
See, there's actually I've gone down a rabbit hole of all things cyst related now, and there was like a lot of girls. TikTok's actually brilliant for finding communities of people with endo stuff like this and like talking about symptoms. But one of the girls was on about the size of her cyst, and it's the size of a grapefruit. A grapefruit just
That's
sitting in her, and I was
that's
like, I would like be interested. Someone said theirs was the size of a football before. It was over 10 centimeters. I was like, could you imagine like that lump just hanging out of you? And they're like, oh, it's fine.
I kind of feel that Shannon's part of this echo chamber in TikTok where somebody's going, "Oh, mine's is the size of a grapefruit. Oh, wait, mine's is the size of fucking American football." Like,
where does it stop?
away.
When the HSE decides to help me and I don't end up on fucking TikTok trying to find answers on what's going on with my body.
Fucking bad state of affairs when you're on TikTok. And yeah, just get it out of the way, Shannon. Yesterday on our team meeting, Shannon's like, "Oh, I was in the newspaper again for my birthday." I'm like, "Go on, one more time, Shannon. Let's rinse it out another week. Go on. Tell
I got
everybody."
recognised for being in the newspaper, Gary.
No way.
I feel like Shannon's had an 18th birthday and she's like, "Oh, I'm in the paper. Everybody recognises me." It's like,
I'm so loved.
A, a local celeb.
That's it. I am.
absolutely. I
I don't
absolutely.
know if I don't know if you can see the TV behind me, but Miss Rachel's on right now, and I am doing
I
nothing
can see
about it.
Miss Rachel.
I'm doing nothing about it to turn it off.
Nah, mate, I actually enjoy a bit that. Like, me and my sister at one point last year, we were sitting and we hadn't actually realised that Finn had fucked off, and we were both sitting watching it for about half an hour without him actually there. And I was singing away to myself, "Icky Sticky Bubblegum," "Icky Sticky Bubblegum." Great time to be alive.
Excellent. Right, before we get
I
torn
just
into
thought of a brilliant costume for Jen. Miss Rachel. That'd be brilliant for her. Halloween on Friday, guys.
Yeah, no.
well,
She says that
Gotta
she's
get some candy.
right, since Halloween's been and gone by the time the episode comes out, what have you dressed up as?
I'm
No,
dressing up as a stressed dad.
I'm just having a full meant to be and disappearing. Dressing up as a ghost, an actual real life ghost.
I was going to say I'm going to
Shannon's,
dress up like a ghost, like the HSE's ghosted me.
Shannon's dressing up as a chicken egg.
Yeah.
Hey, the important question though is it a caged chicken or a free range chicken?
I'm a free range one. Let me spread my wings and just fly.
Awful.
Right, moving on. I've got a random
Yeah.
question that I asked my clients in the last check-in form last week, and it came up with some really, really good answers. And there was a good few kind of debates and stuff had funny debates, but I'll ask you guys, what is a random hill you would die on? And when I say this, what is something random that you will fully stick up for till the day you die? I'll give you a few minutes. I'll give you a few examples of what I got. So one of them was um, putting the milk in your tea before the hot water, which is wrong on so
Disgusting.
many levels. Yeah, it's wrong on so many levels. One of my clients, I hope she listens to this, she gave me a literal hill because she misread the question. She told me a hill that she was going down.
Is she dyslexic?
No, no, she just took the question at face value and didn't realise that there was a deeper meaning to it. Um, Another one is beggars can't be choosers. I know that's something that people do say quite a lot, but it really riles us up when beggars decide that they want to be choosers. So yeah, give me a random hill that you would die on. Mine's is a Curry's Indian, 100%. Oh, the silence thinking. I can hear the tick tock in the brains, the
Six,
cogs
seven.
turning.
You
Come
drink
on,
soup.
random. You drink soup, cool. Random
You
hill you
drink
would die
soup. You
on.
don't eat it. You can fuck off, Gary, what you're eating.
Well, if you have my mum's chicken and rice soup, you fucking should eat it, that's for
Rice and
sure.
soup.
Chicken rice, have you never had chicken rice soup?
No.
Oh my God, it is the best soup you'll ever have in your entire life. And guess what else it's got in it?
Curry.
Potato.
Oh, I do like a potato. Do like a potato, me.
I'm thinking for most people that like diet drinks are far healthier than most of the shit that they put in their body. Full stop. And it's
Yeah,
simply because it's an ick that I hear from most people, usually over the age of like 45, when they see you a can of Monster, go, "That's really bad for you." Yet they smoke and drink and
yep,
consume a lot of shit. So yeah,
yep.
and
That's a
carrying.
fucking fantastic one. And what?
I was going to say most of them are carrying like 15 kilos more than what they should, but I'm
Yep.
like, yeah, diet drinks are bad for you.
Yeah, yeah. I've had this debate many times about cans of Monster. You shouldn't be drinking that. Why? Because it's a carcinogen. Yeah, but see that phone that you've got in your hand? That's also a carcinogen. Should you be using that?
Take it, you don't use a microwave either, do you? You use a microwave?
Do you use your air
So
fryer?
that's that. Honestly, that's a fantastic one, and that's a. I think we could go into deep detail about that. But we are here to bash Pilates, so
Yeah. And fitness myths, not just Tara and her Pilates. Um,
No, it's a
do
personal assassination on Tara, full stop.
do you do you guys get bar over there?
what's
Bar.
that?
Just bar, literally BARRE.
No, I don't know what that
You've not
is.
got it. It's
I
essentially like what, Kyle?
was going to say like Bar's Eye and Brew. Like, is that what you're talking
No, 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 no. Bar as in the fitness class bar. It can
about?
be run in a yoga studio, it can be run in a Pilates studio, and it's essentially the bar is coming out the wall and you're holding onto the bar and you're doing all different moves. It's essentially
Sounds like
faster
ballet.
paced, faster paced ballet, but you're not doing all the fancy wee intricate kind of on your tiptoes and stuff like that. It's like hold on to the bar, do a fucking backwards lunge or reverse lunge. Can't believe I just called it backwards lunge, and pulse, all that sort of stuff.
No, reformers
So
Pilates. That's big at the moment now here.
yeah,
It
yeah,
seems to be
yeah.
popping up everywhere.
Bar is taken off in Glasgow. I think it kind of came over from the States or Canada, and then it kind of started in London, and then it's kind of making its way up north. But it is absolutely booming at the minute in Glasgow, especially the studio that we've got in the gym. So I kind of want to talk about that as well. But the main thing that I wanted to talk about was the lies that Pilates instructors are spouting online.
Brave.
Oh,
Let's
he's went
go
in
for it.
two-footed, right? Fucking go,
100%.
son.
Like, I would just like to start by saying this, right? This is a disclaimer. I am not bashing Pilates. I think Pilates is fantastic. It's very good for recovery. It's very good for core strength. It's very good for people that are just beginning in their health and fitness journey and that they're looking to get a wee bit stronger, a wee bit healthier, a wee bit fitter. Plus, let's be honest, it makes you fucking feel great, right? It makes you feel good when you come out of Pilates. Kyle, what we got to say? Yeah.
I'm actually loving the fact that I've got a feeling that if we clip some of this and it goes viral, we'll have angry guy tears apart Pilates with Miss Rachel on in the background.
Yes. Come on. So yeah, that was a full disclaimer. I'm not bashing it. I just disagree with the lies that instructors are telling you online, especially when it comes to toning and building muscle. Truth be told, full transparency, it's a lot of shit.
Shows you,
It's as simple as that.
shows you're working, mate. Shows you're working.
It's as simple as that. So obviously, you mentioned it last week, Kyle, about the difference between the difference between feeling something and it actually working. So just because you get a wee burn on in Pilates, it doesn't necessarily mean that you are toning that muscle. All right, you hit the ceiling of body weight exercises. I've not said this right, but you basically hit the ceiling very, very quickly when it comes to trying to progress with body weight stuff. All right, unless you're doing fucking handstand push-ups or muscle ups and shit like that. But if it's on the floor, if you're doing something squatty, something lungy, something press uppy, you can hit the ceiling very, very quickly. So you can only get to that point, and then it becomes very, very difficult for you to advance after that. For you to build muscle, for you to tone, you have to continue to progressively overload the movements. Building muscle comes from mechanical tension, right? Not just pulsing a fucking lunge, not just from feeling a little burn in the muscle. If I was to tell you to do 100 burpees today, you're going to be a wee bit sore tomorrow, probably. That doesn't mean it's work. That doesn't mean it's done fuck all. It's just your body's reaction to doing something a wee bit different. You know what I mean? So I just don't agree with, as I said, with the message that Pilates instructors are sending. No, I'm only talking about some of the ones that I've seen online saying, get this wee resistance band that gives you half a pound of resistance and tone your triceps by doing this exercise. It's not going to happen. Yes, you're going to feel a burn. Yes, it's going to feel sore the next day, maybe for the next 2 days. Does it mean that you've toned that muscle, you've built any muscle? No.
See
Do
you
you
later for the
disagree?
back.
Do you disagree? Do you agree?
Oh, 100%. I actually did go to a Pilates class once. Bear in mind, I thought it was a yoga class because that's what I signed up for. It turned out to be Pilates in the middle of it all. Um, but the one thing, and I was ready to walk out of the class, but I was like, I can't. It's my friend's mom, and that would be a bit rude if I just got up in the middle and goes, "Nah, you're full of shite." But she started going on about spot reducing the tummy fat, and I was like,
Yep.
nah, nah, gal, we're not going to start telling middle-aged women we're spot reducing by doing a certain movement with our 2.5 kg dumbbells.
100% in a ball of air.
Yeah.
A literal ball of air that they hold in the hand and they do the little pulses. Now, again, just to be super clear, I am not bashing it, right? Please do
Sounds
not
like
think I'm
sounds
bashing
like
it.
it, mate. Doesn't sound like
I
it.
am bashing the lies that's being told, all right? Because if you are, it's predominantly women that come to the Pilates and bar studio in the gym that I'm working in, right? I think I've maybe only seen a handful of guys that's actually come in and attempted or done the classes, sorry. The instructors are marketing towards these women who don't want to lift big weights because they have the illusion that they'll become, or the disillusion that they'll become big and bulky, and they don't want to be big and bulky, so they want to go to Pilates so they can tone the muscle rather than making the muscle bigger. No mention of nutrition, no mention of movement out with the Pilates class. It is come to see me for a 40-minute Pilates class and we will tone your full body. Stop fucking lying to people, right? Pilates is great for body weight strength. It's good for recovery. It's good for health. It's good for joint health. Fantastic. But
Mobility, all that.
if you specifically want to build muscle and get leaner, you have to do some form of resistance work. Not resistance with a little thin fucking band, not resistance with a ball of air, and not resistance with a 1 to 2.5 kilo fucking dumbbell.
Thank you.
That's it. Done. Episode over. Finish
Thank
recording.
you for coming to the BioFit with Us podcast.
Gary, where can they find you? No. I think that's summarised quite well. But I think if we are just going for like the promises of muscle tone or reducing body fat, you need to look at the mechanisms that work for both of them. And I think Gary said it perfectly. It's like you need stress and adaptation. Does Pilates cause enough stress progressively? I would say probably if you're somebody who's never trained in your life before and you went to Pilates, yeah, it probably can for the first 6 to 12 weeks. You could probably find that you're going to see some differences, and that's simply because you're exposing your muscles to things that you haven't before. Once you've done 3 months of Pilates and your muscles have an adaptation, there's not going to be any progressive strength building stuff within that. What can happen, and this is the sensation a lot of people get, and what I kind of touched on last week, I'll touch on now. We can do things that feel good. Like if I often say this about stretching, like whenever you stretch, you feel a lot of the time a lot looser after you're relaxed. People are like, "Oh, I've got more flexibility, all that," and it's like, well, actually, I've done. Science guy has actually done his dissertation on the effects of foam rolling, stretching, and range of motion. The studies would say at absolute best, your range of motion increases for about 20 minutes and then goes back to its resting state anyway. So here for 20 minutes, you are feeling looser and you feel great. But see, after 20 minutes, pretty much showing it's a fucking waste of time unless you're actually doing strengthening exercises through that range of motion after it. So where modern science would go is, yes, if you're going to stretch, let's make sure you're loading it in a stretch position after it to increase range of motion long term. But anyway, that's just the point to that is a lot of people for years and years and years and years and years, and you'll still see it, will stretch because it makes them feel looser and pain-free after it. Whereas the actual fact is just making them worse because they end up don't have the strength anymore because they've actually loosened out a muscle that's meant to be short and tight for strengthening. Pilates, we can do, when it comes to strength training, we can do exercises. So for instance, if you got a band and you like stretched it, pulled it apart, like you're going to start to feel a bit of a pump in your shoulders and a pump and whatever. And the muscle tone will, particularly if you are leaner, it will look more defined, especially with nice downlighting in Pilates and whatever. Like you are going to go, oh, clearly I'm looking sharp, I'm feeling good. Like it gives you all of those sensory things that you go, this is nice. Again, blood flow, when it goes back to your heart, it will then take the tone away from the muscle, and it's actually not done anything other than at the time giving you the sensation of having like more muscles. And a lot of times something feels like, for instance, you can lie on your back and do women, like, sorry, you can lie on your back and do women, that sounds terrible.
I was like, where are we going with this? Women, lie on your back, just click, clap, and that's it.
Bear in mind,
done for.
Bear in mind, there was pre-workout consumed this morning and my brain working faster than my mouth. So, particularly women can lay on the floor and do glute kickbacks. Sorry, you can do glute kickbacks, right? Glute kickbacks, you'll feel a big sensation of your glutes being activated. And for a lot of women, like, oh, that means it'll grow me big glutes. Where in actual fact, the limiting factor is just because you can feel it there doesn't mean it's actually breaking down any muscle to again give it progressive overload. You'd be far better doing a remaining deadlift, a hip thrust, or something that you can load with weight and mechanical tension over time. Pilates, to make my point full circle, Pilates has a lot of these things that sensory-wise feel good, and it can feel in the muscle, and you're not like, it's not like your brain's lying to you, and can give you the sensation of muscle tone at the time. It's not going to build muscle longer term, past the first 12 weeks. And even if you're somebody who does train, like, it's not probably going to do anything for you in terms of muscle tone. Now, the fat loss side of things, because most people want to be, what we look at muscle tone is the ability to be able to see muscle. On a fat loss aspect of things, yes, you probably do burn some amount of calories whilst you're there, but let's say it's somewhere between 300 and 400 calories. It's not like and that's being generous, it's not been a massive amount of calories. What often happens for people who go to Pilates is because they've not really got on overly well at the gym and they found a safe place with perhaps other women that's nice, it's relaxed, and it gives them something they actually feel like they're putting time and effort into something, even that sensation. What a positive thing is, they can start to eat a little bit healthier because of that, because in the evenings they're no longer sitting vegetating for 3 hours and then going, I'm bored, I'm going to start eating biscuits. It's I've done something, I'm actually going to go home, maybe make some better choices and go to sleep. And that's where the fat loss happens. It's actually not because of Pilates, it's because of the placebo effect. If you feel that you're doing something, you're working towards something. We can't undermine how important that is. But I think when we're actually talking about the causative factors, like there's a causation there, but there's not a causative factor. The causative factor isn't Pilates. If you're looking at, you could do that with anything. We used to get it with, when I first started PT, I didn't really know how nutrition worked properly. I gave people general advice, but I'm like, a lot of people, the people who got best results were the ones who actually subconsciously like started making better choices. It wasn't what I was doing in the gym with them, albeit the stuff in the gym might have helped. It wasn't that, it was because they went home and made better choices. And that's the same with Pilates. It's not the actual sessions themselves, it's because they go home and make better choices because they feel like they're doing something.
100%. Just to expand on the mechanical tension side of things as well, because that's something that me and you have mentioned already, Kyle, and just to make that clear to anybody that doesn't know what mechanical tension is, mechanical tension is essentially the primary driver of muscle growth. It's what your muscles experience when they're basically forced to squeeze, forced to contract under load, especially when, like you said, when the load challenges the movement through a kind of full range of motion. And that's something that you do want to be applying essentially if you are wanting to build muscle. And without adequate nutrition as well, you're making it very, very difficult for your body to build any sort of muscle. Obviously, you want to be making sure that you're getting in enough protein, which people still seem to struggle with in this day and age. Which I mean, let's be honest, it's no eating fucking chicken every day is boring as shit, isn't it? And people like variety.
A hill I will die on, and I'll put it right there.
I was just about to say, it's a hill I'm going to die on. If you can't get protein in, what are you doing?
Yeah,
You're choosing not to, in my opinion.
I completely agree with that. I fully 100% agree with that. What were you going to say there, Kyle?
I was going to say, I have several clients on a weekly basis who tell me chicken's boring. And I'm like, at no point have I ever said that you need to eat fucking chicken, mate. Here is a list of things that like you can get 30 grams of protein for. And it's not an exhaustive list, but there's about 50 things on it.
Aye.
Go to your Tesco shop and get some of that. And I'm like, it doesn't need to be fucking chicken. I don't know why people in their head think. and even then, I'm going to be honest. Like, see if you're somebody who enjoys more flexibility over the weekends and you enjoy a bit more, fucking suck it up. Like, do you know what? See your chicken, put some seasoning on it. See your chicken, put some hot sauce on it. See your chicken, fucking put it in a wrap, put it in a whatever. Fucking be an adult.
Breadcrumb it if you want.
Throw it in soup and eat your soup.
Oh, do you eat or drink soup's a question, isn't it?
It's a drinking job.
But when just drinking job.
Is that a blue job or a pink job?
Oh, it's definitely a pink job.
Back to fuck. I need to try and pull a Billy Connolly here and remember what the fucking last thing I was saying.
Mechanics, Pilates.
Oh, and getting enough protein in to assist in your muscle building and quote unquote toning up journey. Yeah, as Kyle said, you don't need to eat chicken. I think it's just a automatic expectation of when you're going to the gym because of all the stories that you've seen growing up in our social media. Or chicken, rice, and broccoli is what you need to be eating to build muscle, essentially. But yeah, like jazz it up a wee bit. That there shouldn't be any excuse for you to not get your protein in this day and age. Even veggies, even vegans, there is enough out there that you should be hitting at least the minimum threshold for the amount of protein that you're going to be eating on a daily basis. But yeah, if you're not adding that on top of your exercising, on top of actually putting your muscles under any sort of mechanical tension, then you're not going to see the results that you're maybe expecting, which is where the message from Pilates instructors, some Pilates instructors, is very mixed, all right? Because they're just showing you a couple of exercises that you can do with a band and a ball. You can do it for the comfort of your own house, but they're not giving you the other information that goes along with that for you to actually see the long-term sustainable results that you're maybe expecting from going to the likes of Pilates. Did that make sense?
Feel like
I'm just wondering when we're going to Pilates now as a biofitness day out.
To be fair, I'd love to go to Pilates. I've no issue with it, but it's the same. It's the same conversation to say is like, are you going to get in shape playing five-a-sides? I'm like, I like five-a-sides, but it's not going to be the main mechanism that I'd use to get in shape. It's a hobby, and it's something that should be in any good week if you enjoy it. But is it the main mechanism that's going to change your life? Absolutely fucking not. So, and for MD who questions that,
It's a fucking dear hobby though. Like it's €20 a pop a class now.
I wonder why they're promising all these big promises then, Shannon, because but yeah, five-a-sides is expensive these days as well. And if anybody disagrees with me, go and look at your local five-a-sides and just look at the body compositions of most of your average five-a-sides players. It's not getting you in shape.
I completely agree with that, 100%. If anything, it's making you worse with all the fucking injuries that you end up picking up for five sides.
Yeah.
If you're Kyle, yeah.
Shannon,
The refrigerator.
hold on there for a second, Shannon. I've had one injury at five-a-sides in the last, don't know, 2 years, 3 years. And I'm like, the only reason I've not gone back is because I'm trying to make a comeback from high rocks. The first one, I didn't know what I was doing. And the second one, I'm still only just recovered from carrying you from the entire thing. So wind your neck in.
That was your mistake. Like, of all the people you could have asked the high rocks with you, you asked the vapester here to do it.
The vape stuff.
The vape stuff. What's your flavour today?
Oh, it's always frozen cherries. It's been the number one. Although the new rules are coming into Ireland, so that could be the end of the vaping yet.
What's
Starting,
the new rules? Is it the rules that's been implemented in Scotland?
they're charging per milliliter or something like this now. They're like the government's real crackdown on vaping, so the liquids have gone up twice the price of what they currently are in the hope that they can stop people from vaping. But cigarettes did not go up. This is the laughing matter.
Yeah, that's pretty fucked. I wonder why they're doing that. But yeah, they brought into effect. I don't know if it's in England and Scotland, and Wales for that matter. Um, that you can't buy a disposable vape anymore. It has to be
Oh, we had
refillable.
that a wee while now, but they
Mhm.
gotten around that because they have fake disposable vapes with fake charging ports that like you can just buy now,
Yeah,
but they never charge.
yeah, I fucking like that. Anyway, we're not talking
Anyway,
about
we're
vapes.
going off topic to the most unhealthiest things ever. Don't vape,
I know.
kids.
I'm talking about Kyoe's 4 cans last night. You're talking about your flavour of vapes today. We are the number one health and fitness podcast that's going to help you get fucked.
Just want to clarify, I am the most realistic because like there's people that I know that work in the health and fitness industry and they are lying about the nonsense they be up to. They be up to a lot worse things than me and they come off all polished and shiny on the internet. I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah, how's the nose after the weekend?
yeah.
You know, like at least my little problem, I'm open with it. I've never hid it, except
Shannon,
for my daddy, who now discovered at my 30th that I smoked.
Shannon, there's no calories in cocaine.
Oh, maybe that's why I'm doing wrong because it's calories and vapes.
Maybe that's what you're doing wrong. I think that's a good point to bring up as well, by the way, how prevalent the white stuff is in the fitness industry.
Oh, it's so
The
common.
chances of your favorite influencer, fitfluencer, whatever you want to call them, being on it. It's my understanding that it's very, very high, and that's why they're able to stay in shape for long periods of time because they're basically putting the old Colombian marching powder up their nose, and obviously it's curbing hunger. And they're not overeating, they're not binging. Obviously I'm not naming names, but because I don't fucking know. But the chances of it happening is quite high in the fitness industry. I don't know.
But even some of them that vape, like they deny it to the bones. And I'm like, I've seen you vaping. So why are you pretending you're so perfect? You're a human being.
I'm going to be honest. I don't particularly care what they do. I feel like I'm not a massive fan of
Aye.
being or taking coke or doing any of that. Carry on. My biggest concern with the health and fitness industry, the amount of them that lie that are on performance enhancing drugs, because they are actively using products to make them look more inflated than what they actually are,
Yeah.
and pretending that other people can get in that shape. without doing
Mm.
that. Now that's we've done that podcast to death, but I there's always going to be levels of transparency between people. And I actually think, you know what, if people, as much as health and fitness people put themselves out there, like, see if somebody is away doing fucking coke at the weekends and on a Monday is talking about like going to the gym, I don't particularly fucking care. I'm like, you go and do what you have to go and do. I think the more sinister thing is like, if you're putting a needle in your backside and you're doing that a couple of times a week and then you're kidding on that you're just doing Pilates to get yourself in shape, fuck off.
Sit down.
Fucking
Sit down.
sit down.
Sit down.
That's a
Here's another one
catchphrase.
that annoys me though.
What?
Right, talk to us.
Sweating and how it like means you've done a good workout. This seems to be a big thing again at the moment. Like certain classes turning up the heat in the room so you sweat a wee bit more and you feel like you have achieved something because there's the likes of the hot Pilates now, there's the hot yoga. I'm pretty sure the likes of those bike row ski places, they turn up the heat and to make you feel like you're burning a heap of calories. And I'm like, your body's just regulating yourself to cool down because you're actually moving a little bit more than you usually do. But everyone said a sweat means that they've done a good job.
Yeah. I think even like going along with that point as well, Shannon, I think exercising just to burn calories as well is a bit of an issue.
Mm,
So you exercise just to burn calories so you can go and enjoy your weekends, whatever it is you're doing it for. And then you get that feeling of I've burned loads of calories because you have sweated a wee bit, which is stopping and it's holding people back from actually doing strength training because strength training doesn't cause as much sweating as a spin class or some sort of cardio class. So people are swayed more towards the classes with the heating turned up because it makes them feel like they're burning more calories. Therefore, they're going to be losing more weight. Therefore, they're going to get more toned, which in itself, again, much like the message from Pilates, is a lot of shite.
yep.
I've been in many an argument with this people on this about it. It goes back to the mentality of, oh, I love the idea of you can train hard, you can eat whatever you want. Like, I genuinely love that idea, but that idea is a fucking fallacy. It doesn't exist. Like, but I'm sure your guys are the same, but like in terms of gym sessions, like most of my gym sessions, I'm going in, it's like a fucking 6 and 7 out of 10. Like, I'm going in and like, yes, at times I'll approach like a 8, 9, and occasionally hit a 10 out of 10 with a certain rep range. But I'm like, the majority, if you look at extrapolating my sessions throughout the year, I'm like, they're 6 and 7 out of 10. I'm just turning up and I'm trying to either add a wee bit or do a wee bit more and allowing everything else to take care of itself. But I have, through the years, had some of the hardest working people come up to a session, absolutely want to bury themselves. I'm like, oh, I need this to be a really tough session. Whatever, you'll take them through a fucking circuit. You'll see them on the skier and like they're fucking going like Linford Christie, and you're just like, the end of it, their sweat's pouring off them. Put on 2 kilos because they can't control what they're fucking putting in their mouth. Like, and I've had that conversation. I'll not name the person, but there was a person that me and one of the coaches that I used to coach, they said to me, "Oh, I had a client, you've coached them before." We spoke about it and going, they work so hard, and both was like, just wish they'd actually listen to the nutrition side of things because they're just wanting to bury themselves every time they come into the gym, and you'll never guess. After 3 or 4 months, they can't sustain it anymore. So that means that they've been off, and it's like they've learnt nothing. Like, you genuinely learn
Yeah.
nothing. So to go back to the major point, yeah, blood flow, again, positive. Like, doing things in heated rooms increases blood flow, it increases sensations, sweats. When you sweat, you do feel like you've worked harder. But does that absolve you from the fact that you don't need to control nutrition? Absolutely fucking not.
100%. Do you know, another thing that's crept up in the gym over the last couple of weeks as well is we've had new people starting in the gym, and some of them starting for the very first time in their life, and kind of catching up with them. You know, how was last week one, or how was the first 2 weeks gone? And the first thing they say, "Oh, I really felt it, so it's obviously working." They think DOMS, that we saw in this, is the best indicator for them doing quote unquote the right thing. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's something as well that gets misconstrued in the fitness industry too. People are training to be sore the next day, which is not
No
only
pain, no gain, isn't it?
exactly, and that pisses me the fuck off. Not only is that very silly, but it's very, very fucking dangerous as well, especially for newbies in the gym. If you don't know movement patterns, if you don't know how to perform those movement patterns safely, and you're actively trying to get sore, you're going to hurt yourself. Stick to Pilates. I'm joking. I'm joking.
We done this in sports science. I remember we were in lab testing, so they were like testing muscle soreness. So you could theoretically do downward walking on a treadmill, like as in like going downhill at a decline, and that will cause more muscle soreness the following day by like fucking 70% in most subjects, compared to you doing a 2% incline. Whereas in actual fact, at a 2% incline, you're burning more calories. It's just more because the lengthening of the muscle you're having to break when you're doing downward, and that causes technically stress. But that's just an effect. If me, you, or anybody didn't go to the gym for 3 or 4 weeks and we went back to the gym, even if we were lifting half of what we could lift, there's a good chance your nervous system's going to like clamp up a wee bit because you're like, fuck, I've not done this for a while. It's a response from your nervous system to go, we need a bit of rest after this, but it's not an indicator of progress. If anything, when you're well trained, like muscle soreness, it happens, but nowhere near the level that the only time that you really get muscle soreness when you're well trained is if you've either taken an exceptionally big jump, or you've upped the frequency of something, but it shouldn't really be something that you. I can't remember the last time I was debilitated sore. Like I remember I used to do sessions and it was like I'd do a fucking leg day and I'd be like, you'd be doing 400 sets of things and you couldn't walk for a week. And to be fair, I used to wear it like a badge of honour, but I'm like, still the skinniest and weakest I ever was. Like, it felt sore all the time, but it was fucking shite training.
My quads were absolutely fucked after the half marathon. Does that mean that I've done a good leg session? Does that mean that I'm going to get big and bulky? Does that mean that my quads are going to be all toned? No, it
Yeah.
was just yeah. It was just my body telling me, fucking calm down, mate. You need to relax here. So I went for a bath to soothe them off and I get stuck in the bath, which was good fun.
Right, mate?
Because you're so big and bulky.
Exactly, exactly. My
You
quads were
swelled
so
up after the
pumped.
bath.
My quads were so pumped that I get fucking wedged in the bath.
The bath's a pink job's a bath, mate.
It was a
I
fucking
would
pink job
I
trying
would
to get
say
me
a
out the
bat
bath.
is a pink job.
Shannon, you've labelled pretty much all of the relaxing, nice jobs as pink jobs. Of course you fucking want them.
Except I don't like bats. I will say that. They give me the ick.
Because
You're
you're lying
sitting in your
in,
own dirt. It makes me uncomfortable at the idea of it.
yeah, and then just have a shower straight after it.
Yeah, but people don't do that part, and that's what's disgusting. I'm like, you just sat in your own disgustingness for an hour. Blech.
When
Oh,
when
thoughts
I
of that.
when I used to work, I'll not name the place I used to work, but I used to work for 5 or 6 years in a fitness facility that was part of a 5-star hotel, and with that we had to do like tests and pool training, and we had a jacuzzi there, and it's like when you ever look at like a pool test, so you see the stick that they have, it's got a blue line on it because pretty much the first, I think it's 8 inches of like pool water is essentially like the most disgusting thing that you'll get. You'll not get an accurate reading from it because it's all just essentially like if you're going to take any sort of water into your mouth, the first 8 inches of the pool is not the place to do it because it's just full of like body fat, sweat, menstruation. Like it's full of all sorts of
Oh, I feel sick.
whatever. But jacuzzi. See if you knew the levels of dirt in a jacuzzi, you'd never want to sit in one again. And don't get me started on a sauna or steam room. Like steam room, like you could literally like wait. There's a reason that there's not actual natural lighting in that. Like if you put natural lighting on that and you start to clean it, you can actually put towels on it and yellow will come off it, which is all just body fat and sweat. And yeah, it's fun fact though. In
Feel
that
sick.
same hotel, like because I was in Scotland at the time, You get Europeans coming over to it, but in Europe they don't wear clothes going into the steam room or sauna. The amount of times it'd be like a Saturday or Sunday, and you'd see somebody from like fucking Holland or whatever come in, just drop the briefs, like it'd be an old guy, and it's like the kids in the pool and all that, and I need to go over to him and say whatever. But the amount of times it'd be like, again, like Swedish. I remember like it was 9:30 at night, and there was only me and one person in, and I didn't realise, and I went to go and tell them we're closing in 15 minutes, and it was like a Swedish woman naked in the steam room, and I'm like, this is a really compromising position here. I had to look her dead in the eye and just go, we're closing in 15 minutes, but I was like, yeah, close on.
Disgusting.
There was a point where, like, there was a German conference that rented out literally 80% of the hotel. They all went into the sauna, and I just went in to count numbers, and there was like 22 just German men sausages out. It was a sausage party, and at that point I was like, well, sure, 80% of the hotel is Germans at the moment. I'm just not even going to have the conversation. You can keep your wangers out if you want.
A literal bratwurst party.
Oh man, yeah, that's why I moved to Ireland.
Oh, what a story, man. But yeah, that's interesting about the saunas and the steam rooms, and I can believe it, to be perfectly honest, because let's be honest, human beings are fucking disgusting creatures.
Yeah.
Speaking of disgusting, last story on it, but you get hens and stags and everything on a Friday night. You get people bumping in the jacuzzi and stuff like that. Like, it honestly was like watching an episode of Big Brother. I'd be looking up at the screen going, there are two people sneaking cans in, and then all of a sudden, two people on top of each other. I'm like, if you're wondering what's in your next jacuzzi, then there's lots of things in your next jacuzzi.
Yeah.
Oh.
Why don't you name the hotel?
Not going to do it. Still,
He's not getting a legal claim against him.
I was going to name, actually, talking about fitness things that don't work. When I first moved over to Ireland, there was a gym that I went to, a Duco gym. Fuck it, I'll name them. And on that, it was like, its methods were like, we're going to charge you, say it's like 300 quid a month. It's essentially personal training, because there'll be somebody in with you each time. It's a 40-minute circuit, where essentially it was like they had 3 different machines. So they'd be like, you're doing full body each time. You come in 3 times a week. It's 45 minutes, but essentially you'd be doing a shoulder press, but then all of a sudden you'd be lying on the floor and you'd be kicking your legs up and using your legs to push the shoulder press up as if it was like a leg press. And like, they had this big thing saying it was like, oh, sprinters are in great shape, whereas marathon runners aren't, and it's because they do things quick and explosively. So their thing was like looking at that, but then be giving people diets that was like, you can't eat carbs. And I remember when I first started, there was a guy who I was meant to do body fat testing on, and I did do it, and it's like the guy had put on like 4% body fat, and you could tell he fucking hadn't had a carb in about 2 months. And I had to tell him, I'm like, mate, you've got fatter. Like, genuinely, like, you've paid 300 quid a month for the privilege for the last couple of months. You've paid about $1.50, and you've got fatter and not ate a carb. And I'm like, don't know how to dress this up. Every part of me kind of wants to go, there are better ways. There's a reason that I lasted 10 days at that place, and then was like, right, see you later.
Yeah. That's mental. Like, it's just preying on, it's over promising and under delivering, and it's preying on people that want those quick results. People that as soon as they hand money over, they just expect to see the results. And essentially they're being lied to at the end of the day as well, which is another big problem that we've got in the fitness industry. But I think that might be a topic for another day, because we can go deep on that as well.
Cool. 5 minutes, summaries of Pilates, what we're saying.
5-minute summary?
Well, we've got 5 minutes left of the podcast, so let's summarise Pilates, what we're saying to it.
Okay. Shall we go around and do like a wee round table here?
Cool. I'll start with my one thing. I think Pilates is a good thing. It's a beneficial thing. It's something that you can incorporate your life. It can make you healthier, and yeah, ultimately it is good from the premise of building muscle and losing body fat. There's absolutely no mechanisms that it has there to say that it's going to do that, and I will die on the hill until somebody presents some actual, prove me wrong on that. Give me evidence other than the fact that you feel a certain way after it. You tell me.
I pretty much agree with everything that you said. I do think it's beneficial. I don't think you should stop doing it. Just make sure you're doing it for the right reasons, and you know exactly what it is it's doing to your body for recovery, for mobility, flexibility, for your joints getting stronger, fantastic. 100%. You know, it's going to help your core strength. Core strength is then going to help you be able to perform bigger lifts in the gym safely, if you do decide to go down the gym route. But yeah, from a muscle building and excuse me, toning standpoint, it's not doing what the instructors are promising, especially if you're not taking any of the nutrition side of things into consideration as well. But yeah, keep doing it. Just make sure you know what to expect when you do it, and do it for the right reasons.
Amen. No,
What's
I think it's
what's
a
your
nice
summary?
little hobby to have. It's a nice little pink job, getting a wee matcha, going with the girlos and having some quality time. But if you're looking to build muscle, it's not the one. I'm sorry, Tara, it's not. Please don't hate me.
Yeah.
I,
I think, Kyle, would you say Pilates for women is the equivalent to like five-a-side for men?
I generally do, yeah.
Somewhere you go to switch off with your mates, have a good time, 40 minutes, give it a quick blast, but it's not somewhere you go to lose body fat, build muscle.
Don't get me wrong, like for a lot of guys as well, I'm not saying that five-a-sides or Pilates, like you can see guys who, like, if they didn't have five-a-sides, all they would do is sit in the house, play games, and go to the pub. And them playing five-a-sides is something that you could argue is keeping them healthy. In terms of changing their body composition, the only thing it's doing is stopping them from eating biscuits and snacks and sitting on their arse, and that's a bit of movement, but it's nothing to do with some secret that five-a-sides has. And it's the same with Pilates. It's like, it's definitely far better than doing nothing. There's a social aspect to it. The only thing that I would, and the last thing I've not actually touched on, is you might see some Pilates instructors who are in great shape. They are not in. They're a Pilates instructor because they're in great shape. They're not in great shape because of Pilates. It's you often find this in a
It
lot.
goes hand in hand with everything else.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
often find this with a lot of things, and you'll probably find that one or two things, they've either got fucking great genetics, and they're like, again, Pilates is one of those things. I think if you're good looking and in good shape, you typically fall into some sort of fitness category. But it's not because of Pilates in isolation. And that's not to say they don't do, like, it's like when you see Cristiano Ronaldo fucking drinking Herbalife and you're going, oh, he must be the best footballer in the world because he's drinking Herbalife. I'm like, no, he's advertising Herbalife because he's the best footballer in the world. Well, arguably was at the time. So yeah, I wouldn't get too bogged down on that. I would probably look at also some of the things that other people are doing as well. And like, I'll even give you another thing just to hammer that point home even further, like CrossFit, for instance. Like, I'm doing a lot of CrossFit right now, but you tend to find that people who stick with CrossFit, it's because they can adapt to cardiovascular and they have strength and they can hold a decent body composition. It's actually not because of CrossFit. It's because they have, like, they're into CrossFit because they do have a level of fitness rather than CrossFit's got them there, if that makes any sort of sense.
Yeah, 100%. Just throwing this out there as well. High rocks will not help you build muscle too.
Yep. I don't disagree with any of that. The same rules apply, and I don't think we need to hammer them home to death. It's exactly the same. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people start the high rocks journey as well because they want to get in shape. Now, obviously getting in shape is subjective and it differs from person to person. But if you are wanting to build muscle for longevity, if you want to feel better, if you're wanting to be toned, you have to do some form of resistance work. All right. High rocks isn't going to get you there. Pilates isn't going to get you there. CrossFit, now, whilst you are throwing about some weights, the risk of injury is very, very high. And I would argue that it's not worth it, especially if you're starting in your health and fitness journey.
The last point I would hammer home about that is the unseen things. So yes, well, we've covered most of the seen things. The unseen things are the fact that, like, if you do high rocks or if you do Pilates or if you do five-a-sides, the unseen things are you sleep better, your blood sugar's more regulated, your cardiovascular output is a lot better, you are fitter, you are healthier, and with all of those things, like, you do make better choices a lot of the time. Somebody who, I was going to say, I love how Miss Rachel at the back saying, bye bye, friends. We should have just left that as outro.
I could just hear the singing, and I was like, I can't even listen to Kyle right now because I could hear Miss Rachel singing.
Miss
Mate,
Rachel.
I've got earphones in, right? So I can't hear her, but I seen the little green square on my Zoom light up, and I
Yeah,
thought,
no,
am I breathing too loud?
no, mate, it's Miss Rachel. She was very loud there on the outro, but we'll tell people where you can find Miss Rachel at the end as well. But I think, like, certainly for me, like, High Rocks is not going to be the thing that. There's actually the perfect example. You'll see pictures of people in High Rocks, and they'll be in great shape. They were in great shape before High Rocks, and the reason that they're doing well at High Rocks is because they're in great shape, not the other way about. Like, you tend to find there's a lot of people who are not in great shape who do High Rocks as well. But with that, me doing High Rocks at the moment, I'm like, I genuinely feel great after, like, because I'm breathing better. I've not been on my phone. I'm decompressed. I'm sleeping better. Like, with all that, you make better decisions. You're feeling a bit of a bounce about yourself. That's not to be undermined, but the entire podcast was about, does Pilates make you more toned or does it build more muscle? And the answer to all of that is unequivocally no.
Mic drop.
Science.
Kyle, where can they find you?
Kyle_biofitness. Gary,
You sure?
where can they find you?
Gary_biofitness. Shannon, where can they find you?
Shan_biofitness.
Thank you to Dave and
Miss
Toby as
Rachel, where can they
always.
find you?
YouTube/Miss Rachel. Yeah, thank you to Dave and Toby for the music as always. Hope you've enjoyed this episode. If anybody that's listening has any topics that they would like us to cover, if they have any hows that they would die on that would like us to know, do not hesitate to send us a wee message. You can comment under the Spotify episode as well, and we get notified of that. But yeah, other than that, see you all next week.
Bye.
Bye.